Karens are literally all over the world. No matter what, I think one day all of us will like run into one. Either, you know, it's the most unexpected Karen, or it's just a person that's really bipolar and becomes a Karen. I don't know. But honestly, we're all like meant to run into a Karen one day, and it's just common sense. But the thing I hope that none of you guys actually have to deal with in your lives is actually working with a Karen. And this is a story of basically how I had to work with a Karen, and it sucked. And you guys will find out very soon of why. But really quick, I just want to say thank you guys for all the support and love. You guys are all amazing, and thank you guys so much. Like seriously, without you guys, like I wouldn't have things going for me the way it is nowadays. And also make sure you guys click the link down below for the merch that we still have out right now. Like if you guys want to go show support, wear your Devil's Tango, like, you know, shirts and hoodies for this holiday season, go for it. You know, make your day, flex a little bit. And if girls ask, just say, you know, you want to do it. You know, it's a win-win. But anyways, let's get straight into the story. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba, and welcome back to another crazy story. So today is actually like, you know, this goes back to my high school days. Funny enough. Whoa, high school, me, whoa. No, seriously, I think I've told so many stories in high school. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna run out, to be honest, but I don't know. People are telling me like, oh, you gotta run out of stories one day. And honestly, in my head, I'm thinking, no, not really. I've done a lot of messed up stuff and encountered a lot of messed up things. But anyways, this story takes place back in high school, like I said, and this place story. Anyways, like I was saying though, so obviously, you know, when I'm 16 years old, I decided to get a job. Now, if you guys are wondering like, oh, why didn't you get a job when you were younger? Well, because, you know, 16 is when, you know, you're in high school, you want to make money, you want to impress women. Like no matter what, during high school, like either you're working really hard in your studies and you're getting straight A's, or you're going to get a job and make money and, you know, feel like you're actually doing something special with your lives, which I mean, I guess kind of works. But no, going on, I remember I used to want to work, you know, I wanted to get a job, make money, and, you know, take girls out, have a good time. So I decided to go work at a fast food place. Now, if you guys are wondering what fast food place, I don't think I'm legally allowed to say because I don't want to get arrested, because apparently a lot of you guys do your research on me, which is kind of really odd. But anyways, going on, I worked at a fast food place back when I was 16, and when I first went to apply there, it was actually a really chill place. Everyone's really nice. Everyone's like, you know, being nice to you and stuff like that. And, you know, they were teaching you things and all that stuff. And me, I was a fast learner. Like I learned how to do the till really quick. They wanted me to jump to drive through, all this cool things, which, you know, I guess is natural when you go work at a fast food place. But I want to say like over time, you start really like making relationships in your workplace, and you start to realize who is who, and it starts to suck. You see, I remember back at my workplace, there was this one girl. Now this one girl is actually like a considerate person. Like she's not like a bad person when you first meet her, but over time, as she gets to know you, she tends to become really two-faced. And then from being very two-faced, she starts basically critiquing everything you do wrong. Now, you guys are probably wondering like, oh, like, is she a manager? No, she's not. She's not a manager at all. She is just a basic, annoying person. Very annoying. Anyways, like I was saying though, so yeah, she was there and she was being really two-faced, and she was really basically just critiquing everything I did wrong. She was telling me that I was doing the till wrong, even though I've already done it for months. She would tell me how I'm doing fast food wrong. She was telling me how, you know, I'm supposed to put things in bags, like in this specific order, which doesn't make sense. The person just wants to eat their food. They're not gonna eat the bag. I don't know. It's really weird how at the beginning she was really nice to me, and then I guess eventually over time she just became a literal monster in a way. And I remember one time, like during that whole like situation, you know, like I'm not gonna lie, I used to have a really good friend there that was actually a manager there, and the manager was actually a really chill person. He was really cool and stuff, and you know, he was a chill guy. Hell, me and my friends used to play Xbox with him back in the day when he was actually like a really chill person and stuff. And you know, he was a manager there, and we were all hanging out and stuff. I think that's one of the reasons why I actually got hired, because you know, he was working there and he knew me in some way. So yeah, I remember one time I was just kind of, you know, doing my station, doing my work, and I turned over to him and I told him, hey, I'm not gonna lie, like the girl over there, like she keeps like critiquing me over every little thing, and like, can you just tell her not to be annoying towards me? And obviously he looked over, he's like, oh yeah, like no problem, I'll go talk to her. So he goes and he talks to her, you know, takes her to the back room, talks about it, blah blah blah. And it's like, okay, well, like, you know, it is what it is. Then she comes out and she walks up straight to me and says this: hey, if you ever like try to tell me or my boyfriend what to do or a problem you have, you're just weird and you can leave. Wait, what? Are you joking? Wait, what? This is the day I found out that our manager was actually dating this Karen at our workplace, and it was actually really bad. I don't know why she hated me so much. I always ask it to this day, but at the same time, knowing me back in high school, I guess she didn't like guys who got around quicker, or I don't know. She was ugly at the same time, so I can't really say anything. But no, over time, when I found out that she was dating the manager, that this is where things got really like dangerous for me, because literally like it got to the point where like she would act like she was the manager when in reality she wasn't, but she basically acted like she was my manager ever since I basically tattletaled on her, which you know, I mean, it is what it is. I can't do anything, or can I? You see, this is where the situation gets very interesting, because you know, there's many ways to deal with a Karen, but I think one of the best ways to really handle a Karen is to be a Karen. From one Karen to another. It's just an atomic bomb waiting to happen. So I remember one day me and all the boys were on Xbox and we were all playing our game. And of course, our manager joins in and plays with us. And we all start basically making fun of his new girlfriend that we found out about. And before you guys say anything like, oh, like this is such a bad thing. No, this is a Karen, okay? If you're one of your guy friends or your homies is dating a Karen, make sure you get it settled with. It's a no square. But no, going on, I remember we used to like make fun of him for dating this Karen and, you know, all this stuff. And I remember one time she came on the mic and she said, oh, you guys are making fun of me over this. Like, I'm literally going to like fire all of you guys. None of you guys can do that. And we're just all at home, just sitting on an Xbox mic. Like, no, you can't like do anything, right? Like, you do realize you're literally worthless. Like, I'm sorry, you know, I'm sounding really harsh in this story towards this woman, but this girl, you'll see why and why I started being really harsh towards her. It's just what she ended up doing was really just unfair. But no, going on, I remember all like, you know, this making fun of her over the Xbox mic, you know, basic Black Ops 2 days, or, you know, I guess Modern Warfare 2 open lobby days. If you guys remember those days, then you know, like, I can't say anything. And then this is where things got really tricky. So the next day I went to the workplace. I went to work with me and two of my other homies. We're all working, doing our basic stations, running the fast food place, you know, just having a good time. But then our manager wanted to speak to all of us. Now, this wasn't like a scare for me at first because I thought, you know, oh, he just wants to tell us like, you know, oh, like new things coming out or stuff like that. But no, he took us all to the back at the same time. And he told us who started it. We all looked at each other and were like, what do you mean? Like, who started it? Like, who started what? And he's like, who started making fun of my girlfriend first? Oh my goodness. You're telling us you pulled us out of our workstations to ask who bullied your girlfriend? Are you joking? Like, I get it. You know, you're being a good boyfriend and all, but really, like, this is a work thing, not something you do like during work. Like, you can't, like, that's just weird. So he started asking questions and we're like, and we all decided just to point it at me because I'm gonna be honest, I didn't care. I was there the longest, I worked there the longest, so what is he gonna do in reality? So he pulled both of my friends out of the room and just left me in there and then came back in, and he told me how I was getting terminated. But I looked over at him and I'm like, you're telling me you're firing me because I made fun of your girlfriend over Xbox? He said yes. He was upset and he told me like, you know, this had to happen and like, you know, how they were planning on doing this anyway. And like, I was just generally confused. In reality, he just wanted to pull something out of his butt for his girlfriend so he can like, you know, have a good work relationship and I guess a dating relationship at the same time. I don't know, never poop where you eat. I think that's just a common thing to do. But no, let's just say, long story short, he handed me the termination files of me getting fired and I looked over at him and I told him I quit. So I got the sheet, I ripped it in half and I walked out of there. I never went back. Everyone was asking what happened, but long story short, my manager dated a Karen and that Karen got me basically fired. And it's funny because nowadays he's actually doing like his own content creation, which is kind of funny. Like, I don't know, he used to bully me and the Karen used to bully me of how like, you know, being a content creator was like a never an actual job and stuff. It's funny how he's trying to do it now, but you know, if he gets successful with it, good for him. But if not, sucks for you. Anyways, guys, that's basically it for the story. Thank you guys so much for all the love, and seriously, you guys are amazing. And like I always say, fall for more embarrassing stories. Peace. All right, yo, what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba and welcome back to another crazy story. Wow, I never started a video with just saying the intro right away, but this one seems kind of serious. So today's video, honestly, I'm gonna be telling you guys a crazy story that happened to me recently. And honestly, I feel like it's a big announcement that I have to do just to make sure that people understand the point and what I'm trying to get across on this channel. And if you guys are big fans of the Bubba Streams channel or just Bubba in general, which is me, which is kind of weird. I don't know, I don't like calling people fans. It's just not my thing. But if you guys are big fans of the channel and these stories, you guys need to listen in. The true honesty about this channel is not to, you know, basically get you guys realizing that you guys should be doing the devil's tango at a young age. It's not to, you know, basically tell you guys like, oh, like my life's better than yours. Like you guys are living like garbage. The real reason I actually tell these stories is to make you guys realize that, you know, before this whole pandemic and all these crazy stuff started happening, my life was a lot different. Before, you know, I was back in high school and before I became a YouTuber, my life was very different. Everything was super different for me. Things were not the same. My life was not in consistency of me becoming a YouTuber, having fun, having over 1 million followers on TikTok, and just all this. And before anything, I want to say thank you guys. You guys have changed my life a lot, and that's one thing I need to make sure it gets across to you guys. But anyways, today's story we're gonna be talking about is a Karen. Yes, an actual Karen. Now, this Karen, I'm not gonna lie, this is something that happened really recently. By recently, I mean, I think like 2 weeks ago. But I remember one time when I was just going to the mall, doing my own thing, and actually shopping for my Mother's Day gift, which I got her a cool massage chair. She loves it, by the way. But I remember I was walking around and I realized that some kids were following me. Now, obviously, I didn't care because, you know, like, I do live in a small town. I live in Vancouver, so you know, people don't really like full on recognize me because I'm known for the P&G, but honestly, some people do recognize me, and it's kind of awkward. But I remember I was walking around, and I remember these kids, like, it was like a group of 4 kids basically walking around. They had their scooters, and you know, there's a skate park near the mall, so they usually go to that. But you know, they were just walking around doing their thing and basically following me. It got to the point where it was kind of creepy. Like, you guys try eating sushi while having like 4 kids just stare at you through a window. It's not pleasant. It's not pleasant at all. But I remember as I was walking around and I was going to Best Buy, I was just kind of chilling, and I was, you know, basically shopping. I was doing the most basic shopping thing ever. And no, I wasn't wearing any merch. I wasn't wearing anything. By the way, the merch is down below if you guys do want to go get some merch. We do have Bubba merch. I forgot to announce that, but honestly, I'm not in this for the money, so if you guys do want some, go get it. But going on, I remember I was kind of chilling, and I remember I see this one kid walk past me, and the kid, as he was walking past me, he was giving me like the death stare of like, oh, I'm going to notice you and walk up to you. Like, it was super, super awkward. But not only that, I remember, like, you know, as time went on, the other 3 kids that were there were also following, and it just got to a point where they were following me for almost an hour and a half. An hour and a half at the mall being followed by scooter kids. It's kind of awkward. By the way, if you do live in Vancouver and do ever see me in like the mall or stuff, please just walk up to me, say hi, and that's it. Don't follow me. It's weird. You can come up to me, you can take a photo with me. I don't mind. Honestly, it's kind of weird because I'm usually known for the P&G, but honestly, like, I understand. Like, it's cool seeing like, you know, a content creator, you know, in person. Like, I sometimes get starstruck when I talk to some creators. Anyways, going on with the story, I remember I was walking around, and as I was walking around and these kids were still following me, I remember it got to the point where I was kind of upset. I got really annoyed, and it got to the point where I was just kind of just like, okay, I'm not having it anymore. This is silly. I'm gonna tell them like, hey, like, you guys gotta go. So I remember I walked up to them and I said, hey, you guys gotta like relax. And he's like, oh, hi, Bubba. I'm a big fan. You're the Devil's Tango guy. Bruh. Okay, first off, if you walk up to me and call me the Devil's Tango guy, that's awkward. Please just call me Bubba. You guys know my username. It's literally 4 letters, bro. B-A-B-A. Just call me Bubba. But no, they call me the Devil's Tango guy, and then after that, people started looking towards us, and I remember saying like, hey guys, like, if you guys want to follow me, like, it's kind of just awkward. Can you guys instead just, you know, just walk up to me next time, just say hi? And obviously, like, I understood because like, they, you know, they were young kids and they were nervous. But then I remember as I was explaining that to them, one of the kids pulled out their phone and wanted to take a photo, and I'm like, okay, sure, like, I'll take a photo with you. I took a photo with them, and honestly, it was cool. It was just a normal day. It was good. Like, you know, took a photo, went on with my day. So after I took the photo and signed like a t-shirt that this kid wanted me to sign, I remember I walked away and I went back to doing my normal shopping. When I was shopping, I remember there was like this mom that like saw me from afar, and I guess one of her kids were like one of the people that I was like talking to and taking a photo with. And I remember she ended up walking up to me saying, who are you? What are you doing with my son? I was just telling her like, oh, like, your son came up to me. He was just, you know, he recognized me. Like, I apologize. Like, I wasn't doing anything. And after, the mom looks over at her son going like, how do you know this person? Like, are you serious? Like, who is this guy? He's just a normal kid. I'm 21, by the way. Well, actually, no. At this time, I wasn't 21. Yeah, I was still 20. But still, it was just like, what? After a while, I remember the kid like looked over at his mom and he's like, oh, like, mom, like, this is the guy like I watch on YouTube, the Bubba streams. She didn't recognize me. And honestly, like, she didn't recognize me by name. But after that, when the kid said, remember the guy I watched, like the Devil's Tango guy? That's when she got an upset face. She looked at me and said, do you know what kind of things you're posting on the internet? Do you realize how many kids are watching you and you post videos about you doing the Devil's Tango? Who do you think you are? Like, this is despicable. I look at her and I'm like, listen, it's just a story. I literally just tell stories about my life. I just go do crazy things. Like, this is just my life, you know? Honestly, that's one thing people got to realize about the internet. Like, many people post crazy things. Like, if you watch Danny Duncan, you realize he does some crazy stuff that's like out of the blue. If you watch, you know, any YouTuber at this moment, you realize that these YouTubers do crazy things. Yes, mine is a little off topic. Like, you know, I talk about doing the Devil's Tango. No matter what, I always find it awkward in my content. But it's not like I'm describing it. It's not like I'm going in depth about it. I'm literally just saying it and passing the time on. Because honestly, one thing I realized about this generation is that doing the Devil's Tango is like somehow a normal thing to do in high school and even middle school. And I grew up in that generation, and I even know this. Like, I'm not that much older than you guys. Anyways, the mom kept yelling at me, screaming, and just being all upset, and I understood why. Honestly, I wasn't gonna argue with her because she was right. You know, it's not good for kids to watch that kind of content. But at the same time, you know, honestly, I let her rant, I let her scream, I let her be upset, and then I just let it go. But as she was like ranting, and I let her rant, by the way, I'm not talking up against the mother and telling her how to treat her kid or raise her kid. Like, that's not me. I don't want to tell people how to raise their kids. It's not like my position to do that. But I remember as she was yelling, screaming, and being all upset, I remember seeing a security guard walk up to us. And the security guard's like, oh, like, what's going on here? Like, is everything all right? And obviously the mom was telling him, like, you know, who I was, what I was doing, doing, what my content is, and she basically called me a Devil's Tango star, which is not true. I am in no way on, like, you know, Pornhub. I'm not in any way on any of those websites. Honestly, if someone reposted my content on there, realized that that was not me. But anyways, she started saying that. The guy kind of laughed and looked at me, and then, like, you know, he realized that it wasn't that serious and this woman was just being a straight Karen. And I'm gonna call her a Karen because she made it a bigger deal than it actually was. One advice I have for parents, and honestly, you know, if you're a parent watching this, you guys can agree or disagree. I really don't mind. But when a kid has a phone or, you know, access to the internet, you guys gotta realize how much power there actually is. And yes, you could put like a VPN, you know, you could put like security and all that stuff. 100% go for it. It's a good thing. But like me, I don't consider myself a kids channel. I consider myself a storytime channel. Same as Luna, same as any storyteller. I literally just tell stories about my life, even though a lot of it consists of the Devil's Tango. And I will admit I am a little overboard sometimes with posting those kind of stories because it does so well on the channel. But on top of that, I want you guys to realize that I am not trying to, you know, basically show off and basically make the YouTube channel like my corn hub. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And overall, if you do have a kid, just make sure that, you know, he doesn't watch my content. Honestly, if you are a parent and you don't want your kid watching my content, literally just say, don't watch my channel. If they don't listen, that's on you at that point. I can't tell you how to raise your kid. I can't. But anyways, guys, what ended up happening afterwards is basically she went, I did my separate ways, and funny enough, she DM'd me on Instagram basically yelling at me even more and telling me about her, like, you know, how she put like a VPN and how she has all that stuff, but somehow my content managed to get through it. And all I'm gonna say is I can't control who watches my content. I can't control who wants to listen to my story. I can't control what people want to click on. All I can say is these stories are meant to, you know, basically realize the embarrassing things I've been through and basically be relatable, and not in the Devil's Tango relatable, but relatable in a sense of being in embarrassing moments. Anyways, guys, that is basically it for the video. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. Seriously, guys, thank you guys so much for all the love and support you guys have given me on this channel. And honestly, YouTube, if you're watching this, or any Karens, parents, anything, I just want to say this channel is not meant to be a Devil's Tango channel. It's meant to be a channel where I tell my stories. And without further ado, I'll see you guys on the next story. All right, peace out, guys.